What's good, y'all? It's your man DJ Playboy back with another edition of the Perfect Talk podcast, man. And you know I hate to do an episode without my dog Keith, but whenever he can't show up, always got a special guest coming through, man. And this one is a good one, man. It's my dog, it's my partner, it's my guy, Spec. What it do, brethren?
Yes, sir. How's it going, man?
Chilling. I like this shit because it looks like it's like via satellite, but you're like literally like right, right here. Like, no, hold on, I'm just gonna adjust your camera a little bit. I got my fucking ironing board in the shot and everything right now. Shout out to everybody watching us on YouTube. If you can see us out there, man, show some love. Subscribe, leave a rating, like, you know what I'm saying? Show some love to the podcast, wherever you know what I'm saying you get your podcast from. Just leave a rating, leave a like, leave a review, you know what I'm saying? And we gonna keep rocking for y'all. But Spec, how you been, man? What's good, brother?
Chilling, man. Doing this recording a little early today. Still kind of waking up.
It's early to you?
It kind of is. I went to bed late, so.
Okay, yeah. And you had like a busy week, man. You went out and seen the comedy show.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that a little
Rock
bit later.
And Kev Hart.
Yep. We're gonna talk about that a little bit later. Get into that. But I know how it is when you have one of those weeks where you kind of you're on the run. You just moving. It's like everything's thrown off for the whole rest of the week.
For real.
No, I know how it is, man. And then you try to play catch up the whole time. But I know exactly how it. I know exactly how. And then you never really catch up on sleep. You never really catch up on anything. It's like it take you about a week and a half, damn near 2 weeks to catch back up to how you was living, bro. So I know. How's everything else though?
Everything else is good, man.
That's good, man. That's
Same
good.
old.
Life's good on this side, man. I can't complain myself, man. Summer's almost done, man. It's flying through. You enjoying it?
I mean, where I can, whether it's summer, winter, you still got to work. So it's kind of like it's all the same shit at the end of the day. Yeah, but, I'm able to get outside a little more and at least, what I'm saying, enjoy because, when we get them hard winters up here, so nobody being outside during that.
I think the same way. Like, you got to appreciate, we live in upstate New York, everybody out there, and you got to appreciate the summer months because them shits fly by and then you back in the crib like, yo, let me out.
That's the key. So even if you don't feel like doing, you got to get out there just because once, we only get 4 months of decent weather before you gotta, unless you're an outdoors person in the wintertime, which I am not. So
I'm looking forward to fall though. I don't know, I'm getting these weird fall vibes. Like, for some reason, like, I'm ready for football to come back. I'm looking forward to Halloween for some reason. And I always liked fall. Fall's always been my shit, but I never really looked forward to it. For some reason, I'm already thinking of it, but I'm trying to also stop myself, be like, you're living the moment, like you just said. Enjoy the summer, because the shit's gone. Right. But, and I ride my bike. Like, I woke up this morning, and I ride my bike heavy in the summer months. So, it gets cold out, you ain't gonna want to ride your bike or whatnot. But, it was crazy. I posted this week. I think I did, 62 miles in 2021. Altogether on my bike. Okay. And my bike and it was bike and a little bit of hiking, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes my girl will take me hiking or whatnot. But 61 miles altogether, and I just passed that for the year for 2022. Okay. So yeah,
you're doing a bit more then.
Yeah, exactly. And then so now you know how it is with goals, bro. You make a goal. I always hear about how these people have these lifetime goals, but they achieve them young. And they achieve them before they expected it, and then it's like, what now? They get that what now feeling. So I always try to stack a goal. Like if I got a goal, I met it. Maybe I was planning to make it before the end of the year. Like me, you know what I'm saying? At least beat that number before the end of the year. Right. So now I'm like, all right, before the end of the year, let me hit 100 miles. Let me, you know what I'm saying? Make that the new test. Like right away, don't even celebrate. Don't even get we shattered it, we did good, and then boom, right away, let's set a new goal. Cause it should keep you motivated. Yeah, keep you going, bro. Like, cause I could imagine if you chase something forever. I just started bike riding, you know what I'm saying? I got it was like a, you know what I mean? It was a childhood thing, and then I didn't do it much after the age of 11, 12. Right. We live in the hood, you well, you can ride from there to there. And it's like, yeah, this shit is, unless you popping wheelies or something, this shit ain't that fun, you know? And then I guess as an adult, you know what I'm saying? I just want to get in a car, and then, I rode a car, but then, I don't know what it was, a pandemic. Everybody got back on the bike in the pandemic, so I caught the fever, and I was like, fuck it, I need to lose some weight anyway, so I just started rocking out with it, and I love it. It's good exercise. Actually, I want to get an electric one in the fall.
Electric
bike.
Yeah,
okay. They, you can pedal with them too, but they got a little battery on them. And I guess it's, you know,
doesn't that defeat the exercise purpose?
No, I'm still you keep my exercise one, but that one is just to like have fun. You know what I'm saying? Just to like ride around and have fun. Cause like another thing too, I noticed like I lived in this neighborhood for a minute, over 10 years.
All right.
And this stuff I pass by all the time, but it's in a car. It's different. Like today, I'm right. Literally today, like you know the tire shop that we fuck with. I call it nigga tire because it's NGR. So I got an inside joke. I call it nigga tire. And I'm riding past there, but I'm like, I feel like I've never really been on a bike. Okay. Yeah, and I was like, I feel like I've never really been on this block. Only maybe when I'm waiting for my car. Maybe that's the only time I really experienced like that neighborhood, that part of it right there. So that's the cool thing with being on a bike too. Is like you're kind of exposed. So, you know, you're vulnerable to whatever, you know what I'm saying, is out there. You're not protected by a car. So it's kind of fun. Like it sounds kind of crazy. It sounds corny, but it's like adventurous in a in a weird shape, man. Like a weird way. But I definitely fuck with the bike heavy, man. Like, you got any hobbies like that? Like you might have been into it as a child, gave it a break, and then got back into that shit? Like into as your 20s, 30s?
Nah, I can't really say, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was big into, like, as a kid, skating, biking, and shit like that. But I can't really say I've done any of that. Like, I even brought a bike during the pandemic. I don't fucking ride that.
I see that shit on your porch, yeah.
That's where it stay. Like, I mean, I brought it because, you know, I said, you know, my son got a bike. So, but he don't even ride his shit. So the only purpose I really brought it was so we can, like, go on bike rides and shit. But, I mean... One day.
Yeah, I am the same way because like I won't. My daughter can't even ride like without the training wheels yet, and I'm like, yo, I want to get her on it because I don't know. Like I feel like you know what I mean. Like I want her to learn how to ride a bike. Like I feel like that's just part of being a kid. But now she don't even have to. She like her scooter. So you gave her a scooter, matter of fact, and she fuck with that heavy, bro. Like that's her thing. She fuck with the scooter heavy.
Aaron fucks with the scooter heavy too.
Nah, well, you was into basketball when I first met you. And then using the basketball very heavy in your 20s, I know you caught an injury. Would you ever see yourself getting into that? Maybe back again?
I mean, I ain't gonna say no, but I realized, you know, I caught that, you know, I tore my Achilles, I think it was 2012. And after that, like, the passion, the desire, because I only know how to go, I only know how to go one level, and that's hard, you know, balls to the wall. Like, you know, so playing ball for me, while it was fun, I approached it as if I was a professional ball player.
I remember, you was training off season.
And so it's kind of like, unless, you know, let's just say a year from now, I managed to find a love for it, but not, you know, just for fun. It was fun, but it's like I love competition. So if I'm going to be playing ball with people, I'm going to be trying to beat you. I'm going to be trying to bust that ass. And obviously, you can't really do that if you don't practice, if you can't. And so it's just one of those things. I don't know how my passion for it will be if that competitive aspect of it is gone. And so...
You didn't replace that with anything? You didn't find something that replaced that bug?
No, because I'm gonna keep it a bug. It's like, once I had a kid, like, you know, Aaron, any type of, I have no voids at this point, right? Like,
what do you mean, like free time?
Yeah, I mean, like, he just filled.
Voids, like something missing from. I got you.
Yeah, and it's just like between work, between, you know, being a father, husband, all these things. It's like I don't have I can't say I have a void or a desire to do anything else. Like, and maybe it's a good thing, maybe it's a bad thing, but my life right now is just
fulfilled. Yeah.
You know, it's just being a parent, husband, and that's where my joy comes from nowadays. You know what I'm saying?
Like, that's dope. That's dope.
Whereas prior to my son, it would come from playing ball, doing all these extra things. But you know, where I feel fulfilled nowadays is just different. You know, it is being that family man, you know, doing shit with my family and, you know, stuff like that.
That's dope.
So, I mean, I can't say what the future holds. I mean, who knows?
Nah, yeah. I needed something, you know what I mean? My kid's older, though, so I needed something for me that, I guess, it made me feel like a kid again.
Right.
I think that's what, and then like I said, on top of the exercise element of it. But, and then I guess, but maybe that might just be more my personality. Like, I like feeling something's new. Like before we started recording this, we was figuring out the software to record, And we was like, all right, well, how do we just go like trial and error? You know what I'm saying? I like figuring out new shit. You know what I'm saying? I like figuring out new languages and new programs and new things like that. So I like that childlike aspect of things, like starting brand new and being bad at it. And then, because when I was a kid, I think a bad habit I had, and I really don't want to pass on to my seed, is like I was bad at something and then quit because I wasn't good at it right away. And it was like, you can't live like that. Like, you got the only way to get better, stay at it. You know what I'm saying? So it definitely stuck with me. It definitely like it's something that now in my older years I'm like, yo, don't be afraid to be a new learner. Don't be afraid to try something new.
No, you can't. I mean, you have to be able to be comfortable being uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. If just because you can't grasp something immediately. You don't want to get into the habit of, like, I can't grasp it, so fuck it, I ain't gonna do it. Because there's gonna be a lot of things in life, just generally speaking, that you're not familiar with, you don't know how to do, you may be apprehensive, scared, all those things. But that's not the reason why you should not continue to proceed forward.
And I'm the type of person, like, you start that habit, now you just started a new bad habit of quitting shit whenever shit's hard, whenever shit's bad, like not great right away. You know what I'm saying? So 100%, like, definitely go for it, man. Something else going on this week was we used to call it Mega Millions, now they call it Mega Billions. You know, you play?
I did not play. I said I was, and then I forgot, and then
same thing, bro. Like, I was going hard in the paint. I was like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get numbers for my daughter. I'm gonna get numbers for my girl. We gonna do it. And then 8 o'clock came, and then I'm looking at the clock. I'm like trying to go on the app because you put me up on the app. I was trying to get on the app. It was like 8:01 was the cutoff. I was like, nah.
Damn. I did put you up on the app. I damn sure forgot about that shit myself. I have not played Lotto in maybe about a year. Prior to that, I was playing it consistently. Couldn't tell you what happened.
But I think the human mind, you got to tell yourself whatever's going to work for you. Like, because prior to missing the deadline, I was like, I got to play. Like, you got to be in it to win it. You know what I'm saying? And then the second I missed that deadline, I was like, man, I just saved myself like $10, $15.
But I think I read an article this morning that nobody won.
No, I thought somebody in Illinois won.
Oh, really?
Let me check it out. I think, let me double check that. Double check my fact.
Lucky though.
Yeah, I thought it was one ticket in Illinois.
One ticket?
I think so, man.
Damn.
Mega Millions drawing Illinois Speedway gas station that sold the winning ticket in line for big payday.
Damn.
Only one Mega Million winner, but 26 win big. Yep. Somebody in New Hampshire won the $1 million prize.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll take that. Hey. Now, and then I'm looking at the numbers. It was 13, 36, 45, 57, 67. And 14.
I wanted to guess none of
that. That's what I'm telling myself, man. And then, I'm like, take that $15 and put it on the stocks, crypto, whatever the fuck you was gonna put it on, because at least, you know what I'm saying, like, you still got a chance in that, you know what I'm saying, like, but no, I'm not a lottery guy. I'm not a big lottery guy, but if it gets big, I'm playing.
Yeah.
What is your? Because we all go through the fantasy game plan. Like, what would your game plan be? You won the $1 billion. Let's say you take the lump sum, right? $600 million, right?
So the first thing I'm doing, I'm taking a nice ass vacation. That's the first thing I'm doing.
Where you going?
I'm probably going to like French Polynesian Islands, Maldives. I want to go to like a hut on the water.
Okay.
Like some exclusive shit. You know what I'm saying?
How long you staying?
I mean, I'm gonna still keep my job at. You know, if I took the lump sum, I mean, I could say fuck work at that.
But I think that's what make people. They say the lottery winners kill themselves. They go crazy. I think that you need the normalcy of wake up and then some type of responsibility through your day, whether you need it to live or not.
But it wouldn't be me working for my employer now. I won't need that.
You'll start your own
business. Yeah. Like I'm not gonna not do nothing. I'm gonna have a business. I'm gonna work. I'm just not gonna be working for somebody else.
I remember thinking as a kid, I was like, why billionaires still wake up and go to work every day? Like, I couldn't figure it out. But
No. You want to, like, if you have, that's why people who retire sometimes, they lose their mind. Mm-hmm. Because they'll retire without a plan. And then they're just home, like, what I'm going to do with all this free time. They were so used to the daily grind. Mm-hmm. Now there's nothing to do, and now you go crazy. Yep. So, no, I would never stop. You know what I'm saying? I would find something to do because, I would want something to do. But yeah, I mean, first I would probably just quit my job. That'd probably be the first thing I do. Because if it's 600 million, I rest assured I'm gonna do something with that. I don't have to worry about working for the man no more. So I will quit my job. That's gonna be the first thing. Then I'm gonna take a 2 to 3 week long vacation, exclusive. Then I'm gonna come back, decide if I want to sell my house and buy a bigger house or what the fuck.
Just gonna chill, sit on it.
And then I'm gonna start what's the next step in life? You know, what do I want to do for a living for the rest of my life? You know, what do I that's gonna be the next step.
What could you figure out? What goals you got in life?
But first, I'm gonna chill for a good month.
Yeah, as you should. Who I heard say that? Marcellus Wiley said when he retired from the NFL, he was pretty rich. He got some big contracts, and that's what he did. He said party for a month, and after a month it was whack. Right. Like after a month, it was like, yo, I got to do something. That's why he started working for like ESPN and eventually Fox Sports or whatever. Cause I believe that 100%. Like you just doing nothing all day spending money. I think mentally your mind is just like, nah, this can't be. Yeah. Something's unnatural about this. Yeah. Shout out to whoever won that though. Like that's life changing. And I like the shit they got on. Is it HGTV? Like My Lottery Dream Home. Yeah. I like seeing people do fun stuff with their lottery money. I hate hearing sad stories about suicide or breaking up with their families because you know what I'm saying, they fighting over money. Like it really. I mentally can't even fathom that type of money. Like if I want that much money, I'd be like, yo, I want to really study money for a course for like a year about money. And really be able to fathom how much 600 million to $1 billion is, because I can't. To me, it's like you just told me 50 million. Like, and I'm like, oh, for the rest of my life, it's like the same thing. Like to me, like you know what I'm saying? Like it's the same thing with like, I'm not to get it dark, but like if the amount of people who die in wars or COVID or something like that, like after a certain amount, your mind can't fathom that many people dying. Like so, I guess just to protect yourself, like without having for empathy. For people. So I really would want to understand it a little bit more. And then, do some cool shit like equities here, set my daughter up, set everything, and then, start some businesses. Really learn about some. It'd be a lot of education going on for them first couple years. They'd be like, I don't think this nigga really want no money. He too low key. This nigga, because I would just educate myself and really just try to learn.
That's the key, because when you talk about people who come into a lot of money and blowing it, they had no education, financial education specifically speaking. That's going to be key. And I wouldn't even say, what's even more important is getting a good financial advisor. No, because if you still don't know how the fuck money works and how it moves, and you still hire somebody, they can be pulling the wool under your eyes and you won't even know.
Exactly.
So, the education piece is very important.
100%, man. Respect. There's been a lot of stuff going on in the news since the last time we linked up, man. It's been a little minute. So I want to get your opinion on something. It's a couple things. And I want to have a new segment.
Let's do it.
Dedicated to the dog spec, to the guy. I want to call it, put some respect on my name. You know what I mean? Respect my name is the name of the segment, and I want to know, I want you either tell me if you respect it, or if you got a little speculation towards it. You know what I mean?
If I what?
If you respect it, yep. Or you got a little speculation towards it.
Got you.
You know what I mean? So let's see. Let me make sure I'm getting this right. My dog Nick Cannon, I believe, welcomed his 8th child to the world with model BTSD. I believe that was this week. So now he has 8 children. Shout out to Nick Cannon, very wealthy man. Do you view Nick Cannon's views on procreation with respect or a little bit of speculation?
Man, I'm going to have to say a little bit of speculation. Okay. Reason being, one, now, if he had all of these kids, with the same woman, okay. Or if all his kids were under the same roof, okay. But I'm a strong proponent of a child. If you're not, he's only one man, and he has 8 children, and all of them aren't with different women, but I believe he has like 4 baby mothers.
Okay.
I believe the number is 4, which means that he cannot be with his kids at all times. I'm a strong believer that kids need their parents in their life. When kids don't have both their parents in their life, in some way, shape, or form, they do suffer. And so for me, you know, when you decide to bring a child into this world, it's a massive responsibility, and I think, you know, you as an adult, as a man, as a woman, whatever, owe it to your children to be there in their life at all times. And there's a difference between, you know, seeing your child often versus being there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I'll use myself as an example. You know, my parents split when I was 6.
Okay.
But, you know, my father still lived close by. I seen him all the time, several times a week. But he was not in my household. You know, I was raised in my mother's household. You know, the fact that my father was not in the household per se, you know, I can tell it affected the way we grew up, hands down. There's no doubt. Despite me having my father in my life, he was very prevalent, but him not being in the household did affect me.
Because you had to say goodbye at some point. He didn't live with you. It was like he has to leave.
Not from that perspective, but just because if both parents are not in the household, there is an imbalance of some sort. Because if I'm being raised in my mother's household, everything, however, you know, who my mother is, how she decides to run her household, I'm affected by all of that.
Mm-hmm.
So look at it as if my mother is just this super emotional person and we're living with her, we're under her roof 24/7. I see my father a few times a week. I am my mother's, let's just say, emotional ways.
Mm-hmm.
That's rubbing off on me far more than any type of balance that my father may bring to the situation had he been in the household. Right,
well,
there's an imbalance of some sort.
Yeah, no, I'm agreeing with you. I'm saying it's like because you had to say goodbye at some point. He had less time there to like the influence. He doesn't live there, right. So he has to leave at some point. So you're gonna get one more than the other because of that. That's the whose roof you're under. I get that 100%. I felt the same way about Nick Cannon. I mean, I seen a picture of him like walking with his. What was he doing? He was playing music for his kids.
Okay.
He was like playing music for his kids in a stroller, and then another one was his kids. He had his kids in the car, I think, and they were like bopping their head to some music he was listening to. And I guess the point of it all was, you know, how, you know, his, you know, just how his kids are like him because they like the music he likes.
Right.
And then I had to cut him a little bit of slack because, and I'm not saying what you said was wrong. I think, like I said, I agree with everything you said. But I don't know Nick Cannon's daily schedule. And I believe we live in an era right now of technology where whatever it is, he seems like a pretty busy guy. He probably could run his businesses on an airplane, and, you know, on the road or whatever it is. So in my mind, it's like, well, you're not seeing these kids. But I don't know. He could have his 7 days a week dedicated to seeing his kids, which, you know, would still be a point. He can't be going all places at all times. But it doesn't mean that they're not getting as much Nick Cannon as they may want. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously, you know, they might want him there 100%, but in my mind, he's seeing them once a month. And it might be more frequent than that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, no. I'm sure he sees his kids more than that. If you only see your kids once a month, that's...
Well, for me, but I'm just saying, like, if I had 8 kids and spread out across the country,
right.
Financially, I can't see my kids more than once a month.
Right.
Yeah, once a month might be lucky.
No. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So
but that's unfair to the kids.
That is 100% unfair to the kids. So what I'm saying is, I'm looking at it from my sphere of life and saying that, well, I would be able to, even if I had 8 kids in this town, if I still wanted to, I know how much attention one kid needs.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I would still not be able to see them as much as, but that doesn't mean Nick Cannon can't, because his resources might be a little bit different than mine. So, yeah, I don't want to, you might be able to be in New York in the morning and LA by night. So, I want to cut him a little bit of slack and not, I guess, beat up on him so bad. But I also, with that being said, like, what's the plan here? What's the, you know what I'm saying? Like, what are you trying to, like, Elon Musk too? Like, Because it's like,
wow.
yeah.
But you're the richest man in the world, I guess.
You can afford it, so you know what I'm saying, and apparently you can fuck your homeboy's friend, wives and shit too. But it's like
that's the piece. I think the disconnect is, people with money. I mean, it's not only people with money, but just because you have the financial resources to be able to provide and all of that, I learned is much more financial. Being a provider financially is just, I don't even know if it's half the puzzle. It's a piece of the puzzle.
Mm-hmm.
There's a bigger emotional piece, in my opinion, that matters more than anything else. And it's that piece that gets hit the most when, let's just say a situation where a parent is not able to be there at all times. It is that emotional piece that, in my opinion, matters most.
No, I believe it 100%, man.
And so I'm sure he can be there. It doesn't mean that he's a bad dad for having 8 kids with 4 different women. By no stretch of the imagination. I'm just saying, I'm a strong believer in, a kid needs both their parents in their life, and preferably both your parents could be in the household, and your parents could be toxic as shit.
Oh yeah.
And so I mean, it's not, so
in a healthy household, you
right? In a healthy household.
I get you. All right. Spec. Have you heard of the Live Golf League?
Live Golf League? No.
Yeah. Okay, so I know Donald Trump is hosting an event from the Live Golf League, and he's actually catching a little bit of backlash about it, mainly because it's a Saudi backed league. Basically, Saudi Arabians are. Did I say that right? Yeah, Saudi Arabia. Yeah. It's not racist. No, they're paying golfers top money to actually appear in their league and play in their league. Like I want to pull up some of these contracts that these guys are getting. 1 second. Let's see. So you got your man Dustin Johnson just signed for $125 million to join. That's not including the money they could win if they win first place or whatever. Signed a contract for $125 million. Bryson DeChambeau is another top golfer. He signed for $100 million.
Okay.
Now people are getting their money, bro. Like, they not playing around. I guess Brooks Koepka has signed. Phil Mickelson is one of the biggest names that they've gotten. Have also signed multi-year deals.
And what's the issue?
That it's backed by Saudi Arabians, and that people, I guess, who were victims of 9/11 or related to victims of 9/11 are like, well, why is this cool? And even people who back Donald Trump are a little bit like, well, why are you allowing this to happen on your thing if you're supposed to be like, Mr. America, make America great again, then why are you allowing them to play on your golf course? Why are you allowing this to happen?
So this is on Trump's golf course.
One of their events are going to be on Trump's golf course, and I guess it made a big deal because they were in New York City this week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Man, listen. To hell with people. It's like people find.
So you got speculation? So like you see right there, like that's the 9/11 families. They're mad because they feel like you're throwing all that out the window just to make some money off of these Saudi Arabian.
Yeah, but if you thought if so, here's the thing: to each his own, first and foremost. But if you're a 9/11 family, and then you also like Trump, and if you know who Trump is, you should not be surprised by this shit. Like, I'm hearing this for the first time. I'm not surprised by it. I mean, Trump is all about money. He don't give a fuck about you. He's all about, make America great. He don't give a fuck about America per se. He gives a fuck about his pocketbook. You know what I'm saying? His wallet. That's all that really matters. He ran for president.
Election fund, you know what I'm saying?
Like, come on now. It's not about, this is America and Saudis did this. And first of all, so if you're mad about, the Saudis, are you against all Saudis? Like, I mean, so I don't, it's not all Saudis that did this to America that caused 9/11 to happen. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, to me, one thing doesn't have anything to do with another. 9/11 should not even be brought up in this sense.
You're a golfer. We had a little bit of top golf experience. You know what I'm saying? You've been out there. They're giving you that money. Go play golf. You taking it?
Fuck yeah. Like, come on now. You don't even have to think about that.
I was in the Bronx when that happened.
You know what I'm saying? To each his own. Y'all won't be mad about that. I mean, that's on you, but
I think sometimes people want something to be mad at. Because, like, yeah, what do you want them to do? Do you really expect them to be like, well, you know what, now that you reminded us about 9/11, let me not take this bag? Like, too much money.
Nobody forgot about 9/11, but that shit has nothing to do with Saudis. Like, you can't say...
I don't know if I'm saying that.
No, what I'm saying is you can't put a whole group of people and say it is because of this whole group of people that this event happened, and now let's shun this whole group of people.
I think it's more so a certain amount of money gonna make you forgive anything. I mean, that's really where they at. They like, yo, yeah, that's enough for me to forget.
People want to choose what they. Kobe was accused of rape. Mm-hmm. I mean, and I'm sure he did do it. We forgave him. Mike Tyson accused of rape. He went to jail. It appeared we forgave him. Fucking OJ, we know he murdered fucking Nicole. We forgave him. I mean,
you're gonna have to forgive at some point. I think you know what you're saying.
The point that I'm trying to make is like, okay, why are we why are we still talking about this? Obviously, 9/11 was one of the worst events that happened in our country's history, but we know it was done by Osama and his people, which they may be a part of a group of people, but everybody from that group of people, in my opinion, should not be blamed. It's just like bad cops, right? Mm-hmm. All cops aren't bad.
So yeah. Like, I got you saying.
Like, there's a difference between the bad apples and then the rest of the apples.
And why stop everybody from making the bad?
Right. Like, I'm not gonna all cops are bad because of what these cops did. No. Like, come on now.
No, I get it. A little speculation.
People just want to find shit to be mad about.
No, I agree with that. All right. One more for Respect My Name, man. Spec. Actually, I'm going to put this up on the screen because you got to see this to believe this one. You got to see this one to believe this. Chick-fil-A store asks volunteers to work for chicken and not money.
I want to talk about this. I heard about this shit.
Let me get the details for you.
No, I don't need no details. I mean, unless you want to talk about it for the people, explain, because everybody may not have heard it. So explain the details.
So there's a North Carolina store that took a different approach to actual volunteers as opposed to employees who would be paid in chicken as opposed to money to work at the location's drive-thru. We are looking for volunteers for our new drive-thru express. The store in Hendersonville, North Carolina, wrote in a Facebook post that has since been deleted. Earn 5 free entrees per shift, 1 hour work. Message us for details. So basically they were explaining, like, trading chicken sandwiches for time, which I believe is illegal. I believe it's against the Fair Labor Standards Act.
Well, it's not, because it's volunteer.
Yes, okay.
That's the key.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess you're right. But I guess Chick-fil-A was like, "No, take that down
because again, people want to be mad over some nonsense. Let's break this down.
Okay, let's go.
We're talking
wait, hold on. Respect or speculation? Would you respect Chick-fil-A for this, or you looking at this whole situation with speculation?
Well, so I at the end of the day, Chick-fil-A is a business. I think from the business perspective, fine. I respect it, but for everybody outraged, which then caused the business to do this, I have the speculation
for the outrage. Okay,
because let's break a couple of things down.
Break it down.
1 hour of volunteer work. They're saying 1 hour of volunteer work. They're going to give you 5 entrees for 1 hour of volunteering your time. If you ever been to Chick-fil-A, 1 entree, you're paying close to fucking $10 for 1 entree. So for 1 hour of my time, you're going to give me damn near $50 worth of food. So if I eat Chick-fil-A, obviously, if I'm volunteering my time at a Chick-fil-A, obviously there's a Chick-fil-A in my area. Mm-hmm. I probably eat there because Chick-fil-A's food is the bomb. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to spend a shitload of money at Chick-fil-A. So you're telling me for 1 hour of my time,
you can feed your whole family.
I can feed my whole family or feed myself every day for lunch? What the fuck y'all mad at for? What y'all mad about? Like they're not saying, hey, come work for us and we're gonna just pay you in food for your, as a part. They're asking people to volunteer. If they said, oh, hey, just come volunteer and I don't know, you'll get a shirt. People not gonna be outraged about that. I guarantee you, if they say, hey, come volunteer 1 hour of your time, it's for a good cause, we're going to donate $100 to this charity and give you a free shirt. You think they'll be outraged about that?
Yeah, they said they had multiple people sign up and enjoy doing it and have done it multiple times. People who sign up for this choose it voluntarily. You know what? And I wouldn't have even, before you said that, was a really good point you brought up about the monetary value of that amount of what they'll pay people. Let's
also throw this out there. On average, because I did look into this, the average salary that they pay people at Chick-fil-A is around $13.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the average salary. So you're telling me for 1 hour, I make $13. If you said I'm gonna pay you for 1 hour of your time, I'm gonna give you $13. What I'm gonna do with that?
What I'm gonna do with that?
What you gonna do with the $13?
But some people also say, what are you gonna do with the chicken sandwiches? Like
I'm gonna eat them shits. and the value of that is far more than that 1 hour.
But I guess some people would argue, well, if you gave me cash, I can go out and exchange that for goods, for drugs, for whatever. Again, nobody's taking a chicken sandwich.
I'm not gonna pay you $50 for 1 hour of your time.
I get that. No. Right? I think where I think it comes from is you can use it. It can be used exploitatively, right? You can find homeless people that are going to do this, right? And for the for the value,
1 hour of their time, and
some
they're
people
gonna get fed.
Look, yelling at the wrong person, bro. I'm just saying, I think that, you know what I'm saying, some people might look at that like, hey, you might be taking advantage of these people. But you make a really good argument. And if you work for Chick-fil-A, I'd be like, yo, the brother makes a good point. But some people might be like, you're taking advantage of these people. Give them money, give them the choice to go do what they want to do with their money. But I guess if you were sitting there and you were the lawyer for Chick-fil-A, you'd be, you would just say, yo, he's not going to make $50 worth of anything anywhere else. He might as well come and work here and bang out with us. Now that makes.
And again, the key point, it is volunteer.
Nobody forced them to do this. Nobody is. You're right.
It's just, again, I think people just mad. Oh, you forcing black people to work for chicken? And we didn't even say it's black people.
Is that where it went?
I have no choice but to believe it's just people just making something out of nothing. Like, oh, you forcing black people to work for chicken? Like, I could just see somebody saying that shit.
Oh man, yo, I got excuse me, I got a bonus. Respect my name, man. Do you have respect for this speculation? The Beyonce album leaked.
It leaked? I thought it dropped.
It did drop. Drop. But before it dropped, it leaked like 2 days earlier because I guess they were selling it in France, and then people just started putting it online. And which members of the Beehive, were like, yo, wait till the album drops, respect it, you know what I'm saying, drop it the way that she wanted it to drop. You know what I mean? Do it the way that the Queen Bee would like, right? But we come from an era where, you know what I'm saying, like Jay-Z album come out a couple weeks early or something like that. We rock with it, and then we still cop it. You know what I'm saying? We still bang with it. So,
that's our era.
But to me, all right, so is it, if you're still going to support the album, I guess this is my question, if you have respect or speculation for, if you're still going to rock with the album the official way when it comes out on Apple Music, Spotify, or whatever like that, is it really that big of a violation if you rocked out with it 2 days early? Like, are you disrespectful to the artist if it's out there? You know what I'm saying?
So if you're going to be the person who, all right, I'm
not saying spreading it. Now, spreading it, if you putting it, the link up, for people, that's corny. That's selling it on the corner, like, you know what I'm saying?
I get your question.
Yeah, the dude that's on Utica Avenue just bugging out.
If you're going to be the person who, listens to it 2 days early, but still cop it, when it officially drops, then there's nothing to really talk about. But I don't think the vast majority of people are like that. If I'm going to hear the album way before it drops, and, even if I liked it, I have the album. Why am I going to then still go and pay for the album?
But no one pays for them anymore. We get them through streaming, right?
Well, that's if you pay for. So again, I'm saying.
So like,
if I have a subscription, I already paid for it. There's nothing to talk about, right?
Because in this era, right, I'm more likely to actually. Like, so before, the way that we did it, when you would go get it off the streets, right? Then you had to go to Nobody Beats the Wiz, Sam Goody, whatever. I'm showing my age right now. You know what I'm saying? FYE to get the CD, right? You had to go out your way to do it. You really had to support. Now, if I were to get it through a link and I could listen to it on my computer or whatever, or you know what I'm saying? Like, for me, I'm going to get it on my phone anyway because that's the most convenient way to get it.
Right.
I'm going to want to listen to it in the car. I'm going to want to listen to it, and having it on my phone is the way, which is the official way to get it nowadays.
Right.
So, to me, I was like, I get what they were saying, how it wasn't cool that it was leaked, but the fact that it was leaked, you shouldn't be like, oh, you ain't a true fan if you ain't rocking out to it. To me, I'm like, I'm a true fan because I want to hear it.
Yeah, I mean, I just, you know,
it's not something.
It's not that serious. I mean, we live in an era, even before the digital. I mean, it's rare that shit does not get leaked.
Yeah.
Like, if your project does not get leaked, kudos to you. You got a strong, solid team around you. But the reality is, 98% of albums get leaked.
You worked in retail, right?
Yeah.
How when albums came out on Tuesday, they had to come in before Tuesday.
Yeah, you get the stores got the records like a week before.
Yeah, so it could be employees. Anybody, you know what I'm saying?
But even before that, I mean, you have to think you have engineers who are like, so that's who always leaks the shit.
Yeah.
Like the people way before stores get
even the manufacturing facility or whatever the case may be.
It's the people who have to touch the music and do all of that stuff.
Did you hear about the drama with the Beyonce release with Kelis?
No,
you ain't hear about it.
Like, I hate you so much right now.
I hate you. You know what? And that just brings us to our favorite segment right now, called "Have You Heard?" I hear headlines. I bring them to the table, and I see if my dog Spec has heard. So first up, man, right there, Kelis calls out Beyonce for theft over using milkshake, but her real beef lies in years old feud with Pharrell.
Okay.
So I listened to the song Energy, right? I cannot hear the milkshake sample. I don't know, and so I even and it was funny because something I was watching said it wasn't milkshake. It was a different song that they thought had been sampled. I guess Get Along With You or something like that. But I listened to the song, and I'm not great at hearing samples. I couldn't hear any Kelis sample on it. That doesn't mean it doesn't exist. I'm just not great at hearing samples. But Kelis took to social media to just let them know how she feels. She felt like she found out that she was sampled the same way that we all did when the album came out. She wasn't notified about it ahead of time. There wasn't any permission asked. She said, my mind is blown too because of the level of disrespect and utter ignorance of all three parties involved is astounding. I've heard about this the same way everybody else did. Nothing is ever as it seems. Some of the people in this business have no soul or integrity, and they have everyone fooled. I guess when a fan decided to respond and say they always felt like Beyonce really admired Kelis. Kelis responded, "Admire is not the word." So basically, her beef was that she doesn't own her music, and the Neptunes who produced her whatever. So I guess the milkshake. So they're saying in this article, the song. They're really the ones who have ownership of the song, and they're the ones who gave Beyonce not only the permission to use it. I think they produced the Energy song as well. So I don't really know
what is Kelis mad about if she don't
own
the music.
No one. I guess she's like Beyonce is really pro female. Right, and pro.
Okay, I see where this is.
Yeah. So if you're gonna be pro female, I guess at least reach out and let me know you respect the record, you like the record, and don't just come out and just use the record, I guess, or go around. But in the same way, Kelis' ex-husband Nas was in a situation where Jay-Z was able to use his voice, right, on Dead Presidents, right? But he didn't have to go to Nas to get it. He went to the publishing company to get it. So it's like a similar situation like that. Where now, but my thing, right? If your beef is over this, why do it the day the album comes out?
Why not? She said I found out when so I mean.
But why not let the album come out, right? You still have a valid point that you feel like your sample was used without anyone getting your blessing because it doesn't sound like anyone needs permission. Right. So really, it's just a courtesy. Let her live. Let her have her rollout. Let Beyonce do what she gonna do, and then maybe 2 weeks when Renaissance isn't in the headlines anymore, I would have more I guess, belief for Kelis's claim, because I'd be like, oh, now she ain't just do it to ride the headline fame of everything that's going on. She really feels some type of way, and she let Beyonce live. Have her 2-week rollout, have what she's gonna, whatever numbers she's gonna do in the chart, without trying to add no negative energy to it. But the fact that you did it the night of, the second the emotion hit you, decided to go to social media with it, makes me feel there's some type of jealousy there. How do you feel about that? Have you heard, and how do you feel about that, Spec?
So I didn't hear about this prior to you bring it up, but yeah, I mean, obviously, and she's a woman, right? I mean, I'm not even to put gender on it.
Go there with it.
But it's just kind of like, obviously, it was something that rubbed her the wrong way, and like a lot of people do, you know, in today's age, you know, something rubbed you the wrong way, you want to get it off your chest, they go to social media. So, yeah, I mean, she may. So first and foremost, I don't think Beyonce did anything wrong, unless the only way I would say Beyonce could, or even Pharrell or any of them would have been wrong, is if they are still cool with Kelis, and out of professional courtesy, I would say, okay, you know, I'll let you know, like if I sample something that you did, you know, you and I are cool, I'm gonna let you know before I do it. You know, just so you have the heads up. But if you and I ain't cool, then fuck you. Like, I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't owe you nothing.
I think Kelis's claim is the other side of it, that they're not cool, and that she feels like they use the sample on purpose because they're not, like, basically.
Okay, and so from that, I mean,
all fair and love and war, pretty much.
All fair and love and war. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, I don't owe you shit.
And we wasn't really talking about Kelis before this. So yeah.
You know, now, does Kelis have a point to, like, feel a certain way? Like, maybe, but it falls on deaf ears as far as I'm concerned. Like, that's just a personal, she has the right to feel that way. But at the same point, you know, it's nothing that I really give a shit about. Like, obviously, you're just mad. That's what it just comes off as.
It does, it seems, yeah.
Because if you don't have, like, actual rights to the sample or anything like that, then you're just somebody in your feelings.
Legally, there's nothing to talk about. Yep. So, no, good. Have you listened to the album?
I have not listened yet. I just heard the singles.
Yeah, I jammed out to it a little bit before you got here. I actually finished my bike ride and Break My Soul, which is the single came on. I was like
that song.
Yeah, I was like, yo, this shit must be crazy and like Soul Cycle or all them, because that shit took me on my last mile. I was I was hitting the bike, bro. So shout out to Beyonce. It's definitely a high energy album. And I think we take a lot of things for granted. We're blessed to be in a moment where Beyonce's dropping music. It seems like it might be a trilogy. I think she's teasing on it. Oh, so really? Yeah, the fact that she's hungry and making music, I think let's just live in the moment. I think to have a moment where like it felt like everything this week was Beyonce and Mega Millions. You know what I'm saying? So to have a moment like that where everything is just kind of like waiting for you to pop, it like brought me back a little bit to a time where I'm like, not pre-ordered, but the way that you can have the album ready to download
right
the second it drops. Yeah, I guess you call it pre-order. I did that, and I'm like, I didn't do that in forever, and I was just like, I just wanted to have the shit just when it drop, you know what I'm saying? So it was like, it's an anticipation. Like, shout out to Beyonce that's still causing that excitement. And you've seen Beyonce live a few times.
Twice.
Okay. Yeah. And I know it's a whole nother level. You got respect for, like, a different type of respect for her as an artist. Like, I'm a casual fan. Like, I definitely cop CDs back in the CD era when Beyonce albums would drop. But I guess as of late, and nothing of what she's doing, I guess is where my life, I haven't been as strong of a fan, like keep up with all her projects and everything like that. But
I mean, she don't put out music as often.
Yeah, now. Lemonade was the last full album, and then she had the visual album, I believe. Right. But Lemonade was like, I heard someone say it was like 4 or 5 years ago.
It was.
Yeah.
it was a while ago.
Yeah, time flies, bro. So yeah. Shout out to Beyonce. Keep doing your thing, man. I expect. Have you heard? A lady that got arrested for shooting at a Dallas airport, and she claims that she is Chris Brown's wife. Chris Brown took, you know what I'm saying, to social media to address claims that this lady that's claiming to be his wife is that, you know, like a stalker. Chris Brown has a lot of stalkers, and he's like, I don't know what it is about my fucking music. I got some of the craziest stalkers in the world. Mental health is not something to play around with. We are looking out for y'all. That comes off of the heels of a lady named Portia Odufua was arrested on July 26th She's a 37-year-old woman. She was hospitalized after being shot by the cops because she opened fire inside of Dallas Love Field Airport. After she was arrested, she told police that she was Chris Brown's wife and she has been deemed unfit to stand trial due to her mental well-being. Apparently, it's not the first time she's been arrested. She's actually she has a long rap sheet with charges including bank robbery.
She looked crazy.
She has crazy eyes. She definitely does have but the crazy thing, and Chris Brown's like, I get like making light of it a little bit, but that that could have went left, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, she knows his address. She's told police his address before.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
She said, like, I'm his wife. I live at da 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 da. Like, that's some scary. Like, I feel like if somebody gangster wanted to beat you up, like, you could deal with that. How do you deal with that? Just crazy.
Well,
not afraid to shoot.
I mean, obviously, when you're that level of celebrity, I mean, you're not by yourself.
I hope not.
So,
yeah. But no, people really take that celebrity love way too far, bro. Like, to a whole nother level. And I guess social media doesn't really help. But nah, people definitely like can go crazy. They can make a whole like life in their head just built off of social media pictures and shit that they see of you.
Social media is very powerful.
It is, bro. You gotta be careful with that shit out there, man.
Be careful, people.
Definitely.
Don't let it consume you.
Spec, have you heard? Desus and Mero broke up, man. I spoke about this last week with my dog Keith, but I wanted to get your opinion on it because I know you were also a fan of their work. You've seen a lot of their earlier stuff back on Viceland. Did you watch the Showtime show?
I only watched the Showtime show a handful of times.
Okay. And I only really seen it. I didn't have Showtime until recently, but I only seen it like from clips on YouTube. But I actually, because I just got Showtime recently, I was looking forward to actually being able to watch this show, and that news kind of hit me like, damn. I think since we last spoke about it, I've heard reports that it's a lot of it's over their manager. I guess he rubbed people the wrong way over at Showtime during their show, to the point that they wanted him to not attend tapings anymore. And Desus was in favor of that, but Mero was not. Okay. And that kind of caused the rift, and I guess it like kind of just severed over time. So a lot of I've heard for the last like season or last year that they were recording, they really didn't talk much off set. Yeah, they actually did a podcast together, but they stopped doing that. I guess when this riff had happened.
That sucks, man.
Yeah, definitely, them brothers was really talented. So like we said last episode, it sucks to go down that route. But and you can't. You know what's weird though? They're not like friends, from what I understand. Like
prior to this riff, they weren't friends. You're saying?
No, prior to them getting together, they didn't grow up as friends.
Okay.
They're not like lifelong friends. They were. I think that they knew each other in high school, and then as adults, they were both. Had a buzz on social media, right. And they had similar comedy styles, and I think someone was like, yo, y'all should rock out together. Since they already knew of each other, they were like, all right, boom. But I think it's really different when you get to these situations and you work with people that aren't like friends, you know what I'm saying? Because then I guess it makes decisions, like you're bringing friend decisions into business decisions. Right. And like I said, I won't know until we get the full story. I know Mero has done some interviews. I don't know if he fully disclosed exactly what his side of it was. So hopefully we find out more information about it. But it's like, I can see where that line gets distorted when you're not... Like, I do a lot of stuff with people that I grew up with. So for me, it's like, it's a really simple line. Like, you don't do corny shit because, like, I don't know. Like, it's not one or the other. Like, I don't look at it like, yo, I DJ... and that's different in my life from my homies. Like, so I DJ with my homie. Right. I do podcasts with my homies. So it's not like, who would I do it with if I did corny shit to y'all? You know, so like, right. I don't get how Joe Budden and him and his friends broke up. But then again, when you reach a certain level of money, maybe corny nature comes out of people, and you know what I'm saying? Like, you find yourself in a situation where you're making friend decisions during business times and business decisions when you should be making friend ones. But definitely wish Desus and Mero all the best, man, and hopefully they find independent success.
Yeah, it sucks. I definitely enjoyed them together.
Spec, have you heard LeBron James has trademarked the term "shut up and dribble"? Dribble. I know how to talk.
I did not hear about that.
No?
When did he recently did that?
Yeah. He let me see. Hold on. He did that, I think, this week. LeBron James files a trademark "Shut Up and Dribble," something that he wants to use on a lot of pieces of merch and possibly like what's what they call it? Intellectual property, such as like podcasts or production companies, things like that.
Smart business move, if you ask me.
I think it's kind of ironic though, because that's not his term. He got that from Laura Ingraham, right?
Yeah. I mean, but it was directed
to him,
so,
which is actually a good way.
So now I'm taking that shit because the reality is, after that situation, we started to hear that phrase a lot more. Shut up and dribble.
Yeah.
Prior to that, we didn't. That wasn't really a thing.
I guess my thing is, can she stop that in any way, shape, or form?
No, because she didn't
trademark it before he did.
So it's all about who claims the rights to it.
That makes sense. Okay.
I could have been saying this shit for 10 years, but if I never trademarked, it ain't mine.
Yeah. They said on July 18th.
His peoples are smart. That man, listen, he got a smart team around him.
Yep. Said he filed it on July 18th with the Patent and Trademark Office, and mentions an array of virtual world goods that Mr. James was to put "Shut Up and Dribble" on, including accessories, virtual clothing, and memorabilia. Entertainment, including social media posts, podcasts, and movies, is also included in the filing. The filing also mentions clothing, namely T-shirts, sweatshirts, hats, and jackets, without mentioning that those items would be sold virtually. So that might be like
he's gonna make a lot of money off that shit.
LeBron is setting himself up very nicely. He recently said something that leads us to our next "Have You Heard?" And that was when he spoke about Brittany Griner saying that if he's not sure if it was him, if she should even want to return it back to the country. They've seen that on the trailer for his show, The Shop, coming back for its 5th season. But my next "Have You Heard?" is, have you heard Brittany Griner is involved in the biggest trade of her career? They're thinking about bringing Brittany Griner back home in exchange for a arms dealer. Very famous arms dealer, right? What do they call him? The Merchant of Death, Victor Bout. And it's Brittany Griner as well as there's the ex-Marine, right?
Yeah, there's another dude that's supposed to be involved in the trade.
And it's I want Brittany home. This is one for some vape. This is stupid, bro. Yeah, it's like, it's corny. And you know what I think is sad, and it's not mentioned. She played over there for a lot of years. She did a thing for them and was actually risking her life to return back to finish for that team, right? To finish it, because I guess they have a break and then they finish their season.
Oh, so, wasn't a part of the Olympics that she was over there for when that happened?
No, I don't believe it.
Okay.
Because she was going specifically to Russia, and they were telling U.S. Athletes not to go to Russia. So she knew.
Okay.
So, but I think in her heart, she felt because that team held her down financially all these years, she felt like some type of loyalty to them. She's won championships with them.
Right.
So the fact that I think that they use her as a pawn in this global...
Well, it's not the team that's using her.
Not the team, but the country, right?
I mean, it's the Putin. I mean, you shouldn't really expect anything.
I guess I would still feel betrayed, though. If I just, I'd be like, yo, I held y'all down for 6 summers. You know what I mean?
I mean, she could feel that way. I don't think... Yeah, I mean,
she might feel betrayed by a lot of people, but she probably feels betrayed by the U.S. government, maybe not working hard enough. I heard a quote where one of her coaches said, "Would Tom Brady still be over there?" Which you can get into an athlete debate, right? But there's a lot of other things along with whether the level of athlete that they. But Tom Brady's another level of athlete, you know what I'm saying?
I mean,
she's not the Tom Brady. She's not the Tom Brady of the WNBA,
right?
You know what I'm saying? And it's also like. Yeah, but there are socio-economical and racial factors that would play effect. I think Keith brought up Lonzo Ball's brother.
Yes.
Getting brought home by Trump.
Was that in Russia?
No, it's China.
Okay, that's China. I mean, it's
not like we got better relations with it.
Well, we do have a better relate because we don't like each other, but we do business
with each other.
So it only makes sense.
But they were stealing over there, which is a big violation. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, I mean they broke the law.
Yeah.
I mean, listen.
Nah, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But bring Brittany home, man. Like we definitely want Brittany to come back home.
She should consider herself lucky. I mean, because in Russia, listen, you commit crimes over there, most people ain't gonna see the light of day for several years. So the fact that she's coming home now, well, hopefully, consider herself lucky. And
they keeping her decked out. She always got a new outfit on when I see her, man. like
fresh.
They all holding her down over there. Like, shit, Brittany. I knew she dressed better than she dressed. Nah, but that's a good point you bring up. Like, I know she's probably bummed out, but in the back of her head, her status is giving her a level of privilege that most people.
Shit, if it was me, we
wouldn't
be talking about it.
I wouldn't even get that call, man.
Like, come on now, be grateful.
Definitely, man. Spec. I wanna try out our technology here, man. You know, we doing big things. Shout out to everybody I said on the YouTube still rocking out with us, and you know what I mean, we got our screen up here, so I want to show my man Spec some things that I found on the internet. Can we do that?
Let's do it.
Let's do it, man. Things I found on the internet. First video up. See if this one will play. This one made me chuckle a little. Is it playing? Motherfucking technical difficulties. Alright, here we go. Let's start a little dog video, you know what I mean? Start things off light. I wonder how long it took her to realize that her dog does that if she just starts dancing. Alright, let me see what else I got here for you. Things I found on the internet. Oh, this is crazy. Actually, I didn't even find this on the internet. My man actually sent me this. So he said it was a coworker of mine driving, and a deer ran out right in the road, and he knows they hit it, but you know, like usually you run over it,
right? And
so you'd feel like the tires and that, but he didn't feel nothing with the tires, but he knows he made contact with it, and you know they just keep going, and he's like thinking the whole time. He's like,
"Where's the deer?
Where's the deer? Like I got to go out and check on the deer and shit, and just go back and look, and." Yo.
Hey.
Yo, the motherfucker police was like, yo, we never seen nothing like this before, bro. They was taking pictures of it and shit.
That's crazy.
Yo, how fast was you going that the shit got caught in your bumper? Like, yo, that's some cartoon shit right there.
It is. That sucks for the deer.
I never seen that before, man. And this is, I got one more for you. Give you some context on this, right? This is the cartoon author, and the caption says, the makers of Arthur know what they were doing. So Arthur's having a bad dream, that he's being ridiculed for knitting.
Okay.
You know, like with needle and thread or whatever. So let's check it out. See if it'll play. Hold on.
He's a knitter! No, I'm not a knitter. No, he's a knitter.
I find it funny, but they knew what they was doing. Come on now. I have to say shame on them. That's crazy. Like who's the creator of fucking Arthur? Like what the fuck?
I had to show you that one.
Wow. I'm surprised this isn't a bigger deal. That is crazy.
I'm not a knitter. Spec want to fucking call up Al Sharpton, man.
Damn, that's just.
No, that yo. Spec, that is another episode in the books, man. I appreciate you coming out, doing the episode with me, brother.
Always.
You don't got social media, do you?
No.
And he's gonna keep it that way, man. But you can find your boy Pliccapeezy on Instagram at Pliccapeezy, PLICCAPEEZY. Also find me on Twitter at DJPLICCAPLAYBOY. Follow Perfect Talk Podcast on Instagram at Perfect Talk Radio. Check out our website, www.perfecttalkpodcast.com for every episode of Perfect Talk Podcast. The Night Shift, my radio show, and the other radio show I do with my brother, DJ show, Money Talks Radio, coming back real soon. Also, every episode of every episode of the Perfect Talk Podcast is available on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, Spotify. I probably said SoundCloud already, but it's on there too, man.
Let them know.
Well, everywhere podcasts are available, go get them right there and leave a rating, leave a like, leave a review. Let them know what you think. We gonna keep putting these out for you, man. We gonna keep rocking with you, and you see me stepping the game up. You know what I'm saying? You see how we doing it? So, you know what I mean? Got that merch coming soon, man. Looking for them Perfect Talk cups, man. You start your day off the right way. Spec. I read something this week, man, that a popular ice cream truck staple is coming to an end. It's called the Choco Taco. I don't think I've ever tried it.
Oh, wow. I've never had it, but I know I've definitely seen it.
I've seen it, man. But it's summertime. You know what I'm saying? What's your go-to? If you're going to go for like an ice cream, I guess, snack of some sort, what's your go-to?
I keep shit simple. Vanilla ice cream.
Just regular vanilla cone?
Vanilla. That's it.
The McFlurry is tough. I ain't gonna hold you. The McFlurry is tough.
I could do a McFlurry, Oreo McFlurry. Mm-hmm. I don't get too crazy with ingredients.
You fuck with the Blizzards?
Yeah,
Dairy Queen?
Dairy Queen, yes, and Oreo.
It's like Oreo
McFlurries. I do like Oreos. So
you know what I want to? Actually, you live over there now. Is Cold Stone still around?
Yes, Cold Stones are still around.
Yo, Cold Stone been around since we went to school. Yeah. Yo, they used to have a long ass line. I remember, I'm not fucking with it, really.
People still love Cold. I don't really. I tasted my son went there last week. I haven't had Cold Stones in years.
Yeah, but I'm surprised it's still there.
Close to it. It's been a long time.
That shit outlived Wings Over Albany or some shit. Damn.
But yeah, I mean, it tastes. It's a little too rich for my blood.
Is it? Oh, with the type of
yeah, I don't know. It's just, even if you just get plain vanilla, it's very rich.
I seen a commercial the other day for Baskin Robbins. I was like, yo, where's your Baskin Robbins at? They used to work at
downtown Albany.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it connected to a Dunkin' Donuts?
It is. No, it's the standalone Baskin Robbins.
Is it?
It's just a small shop, and it's been there for almost 2 decades, actually.
Really? I might make a trip down. I used to work at Baskin Robbins when I was in high school.
I visited Albany for the first time in '99, and that store was here.
Really?
So, yeah, over 20 years.
Oh, shit. So before we get out of here, bro, usually I ask Keith at this time what he's watching on television. But I want to know specifically, man, you said you seen Chris Rock, Chris, right? Chris Rock, Kevin Hart, and where were they, in Brooklyn?
Barclays.
Yep, and, yeah, you seen them this week, man. Without, I guess, giving away any of their material, how was it? I heard something about like a GOAT named Will Smith. I don't know if that was the show you went to, but I heard Kevin Hart had a GOAT named Will Smith that he gave to Chris Rock. And just a lot of stuff, a lot of cool stuff going on. I think Dave Chappelle opened up the first night that they were performing there. What was your experience like, though?
Yeah, from what I understand, I mean, every night, they had a little something different in terms of the performance. Mm-hmm. Because they had like three dudes come out before Chris Rock and Kevin Hart actually came out. There was like 3 people. They kept it short, 10-minute sets. So it was like a half-hour show before the real show started. And they it was funny. They both talked about, it was just pretty much about family, a little bit about politics. But both of them, it was just mostly family jokes. They talked about their life and current events. Obviously, there were a few Will Smith jokes in there.
Chris Rock addressed it?
He did. He made a couple jokes about it, but he didn't talk about it at length.
Oh, other people made Will Smith jokes?
Yeah, other people, like Tony Rock performed.
Okay.
So, obviously he said a couple of things about Will Smith.
You seen the apology? Will dropped a new apology.
I heard about it. I didn't see it.
Yeah, he apologized to Tony in the new one.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, because I think he's like, me and Tony was cool.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's like,
right.
Okay.
Tony, like, he was the first person to speak up about it. He was upset about it. Obviously, that's his brother, so he's gonna be upset. But yeah, Chris, he had like 2 jokes about Will Smith, but that's about it.
Yeah,
dwell
he's
on
smart.
it.
He know what he doing. He know what he doing. A little sit down interview, get some paper for it or whatever.
That's it.
But a good show nonetheless.
Good
Enjoyed
show
yourself.
nonetheless. Yes, sir.
That's what's up, man. I'm getting older now, man. You know what's crazy though? Because my girl told me about there's a podcast I fuck with, and she's actually performing up here in a couple months. So my girl was like, "Yo, let me get tickets to the show." And I was like, I don't even think I've ever watched her stand up. I just know her name is Nikki Glazer, but I know her for podcasting. So I was like,
that name sounds familiar.
She's a funny comedian, but I don't really know her stand up like that. So, but I was like, I'll go. You know, just because comedians is like the rock stars nowadays.
Right.
Like that's like I won't really leave my house for a music act. I don't think so. Or because I'll be like, I gotta stand up. Like, how long? What time they coming out to perform?
There's a few people I'll say, okay, I'll go see that.
Well, my girl was like the 10 o'clock show, right? Which I was like, yo, the 10 o'clock show.
10 p.m.
Yeah, I was like, yo. I was like, I know I'm getting old. I'm like the 10.
Yeah, but 10 p.m. Shit.
But I would consider it. But I ain't consider no 10 o'clock show for no hip. They ain't coming out till 1 a.m. Right. Like no way, bro. Like yo, like so. Even for comedy, I was like 10 o'clock is pushing it, but that's what this is what Wash looks like, ladies and gentlemen.
Man, no.
Hell yeah, but nah. Yo, pleasure doing the show with you, brother.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? We're gonna keep it going for you, man. And check us out, man. We up out of here. Say goodbye to the people, brother.
Let's go.
Peace.
It's your man DJ Playboy here, and you were just tuned into a clip from the Perfect Talk podcast. If you like what you hear, make sure you hit that subscribe button, check out the channel page, and get down with the Perfect Talk myself.